Welcome back to Unbound Faith, where we journey through the pages of the Bible, and today we're in Genesis chapter 18. And this passage is just overflowing with hospitality and surprises and even a bit of divine bargaining.
It is. Yeah, it's a really it's a great chapter because it reminds us that faith is rarely neat and tidy,
Oh, absolutely.
It's messy and bold and involves like a good dose of questioning.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we're dropped right into the middle of Abraham's life, and he's just kind of relaxing by his tent, enjoying the cool of the evening, when suddenly three figures appear on the horizon.
Right.
And what strikes me here is just how quickly Abraham jumps into action.
It's interesting. Yeah, there's an instinctive generosity there, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
He doesn't even hesitate, doesn't question who these strangers are. He just sees a need and responds with this remarkable hospitality.
Yeah, it's like he's hardwired for it.
It really is.
This kind of radical welcome,
Yeah.
rushing to meet them, bowing low, a gesture of deep respect, and insisting that they rest in the shade, and it doesn't stop there.
No, not at all. I mean, he offers to wash their feet, which is a true act of service in that time and place. And then, of course, there's the feast that he prepares. It's just so clear that for Abraham, hospitality wasn't just good manners. It was a way of life, a spiritual practice.
With who he was.
Yeah.
He even tells Sarah to bake with their finest flour, like they're pulling out all the stops for these guests.
Right, right.
And I love that you get the sense that they understand, like, the sacred duty of welcoming strangers. Little do they know.
Little do they know.
One of their guests is about to make a pretty big announcement.
That's right, because this is no ordinary visit.
Not at all.
One of the men is revealed to be Yahweh himself, and he brings news that will forever change Abraham and Sarah's lives.
Okay.
They're going to have a son.
And Sarah's reaction, well, let's just say she doesn't take it well.
Yeah, how could she?
I have to admit, I find her response incredibly relatable. She laughed.
And who can blame her? She is way past childbearing years. Abraham isn't getting any younger himself. It's just this moment of raw human disbelief.
Yes, and Yahweh's response is so crucial here, isn't it? He asks, is anything too hard for Yahweh? And he's not just talking about a baby here. He is affirming the boundless nature of his power.
That's a good point.
And it's just this powerful reminder, I think, for all of us, especially when we're facing situations that seem impossible.
Yeah, I completely agree. And this brings us to an interesting point. Well, the promise of a son is obviously monumental. The chapter doesn't end there. The conversation takes another kind of unexpected turn.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
Yahweh reveals his plan to investigate the wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah. And I don't know about you, but I'd probably stay quiet at this point.
Yeah.
Not Abraham, though.
He steps in and he dares to question God's plan. Like, he actually asks if God would really destroy the righteous along with the wicked.
Wow, it's like Abraham is holding up a mirror to God's own nature, gently reminding him of his mercy and his justice.
Exactly. And the way he goes about it is so striking. He doesn't make demands or accusations. Instead, he engages in this very respectful, almost hesitant negotiation.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Like, what if there are 50 righteous people, he asks.
And then 45.
Right, exactly.
40, he keeps going. He's bargaining with God.
He's bargaining with the Almighty.
I find that astonishing. I don't know about you.
It's amazing.
It speaks volumes about their relationship. Imagine having that kind of intimacy and trust to not only question, but to negotiate with God.
I know, right.
It's remarkable.
Yeah.
He bargains all the way down to 10.
He does.
10 righteous people.
Yeah.
That's all it would take to spare these cities.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's a powerful thought, isn't it?
Incredibly powerful.
It makes you wonder, what is the impact of even one righteous life? Like, how might our actions, however small they seem,
Yeah.
tip the scales towards justice and mercy?
It's a good question. Really makes you think.
It does, and it makes me think about, like, all the times I've hesitated to pray for something because it just seemed impossible or insignificant.
Yeah.
This encounter with Abraham is a good reminder that God welcomes our questions and our doubts, even our attempts to kind of negotiate with him,
Absolutely. And there's something else here that I think is really important. Abraham isn't interceding for his own benefit.
Right.
He has nothing to gain from Sodom and Gomorrah's survival.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
This is pure, selfless intercession.
It is.
He's driven by a deep sense of justice and a belief that even when faced with such widespread wickedness, there's always hope for redemption.
And that's a powerful message, isn't it?
It is.
It begs the question, do we truly believe in that same power of redemption, both for ourselves and for the world around us? This encounter with Abraham, I think, really suggests that even in the darkest of times, our prayers, our actions, even just our very presence can make a difference. It's pretty amazing when you think about it that way.
It really is. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What impact can one life truly have?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Abraham's willingness to stand in the gap like that,
Yeah.
to bargain for even 10 righteous souls, it's a powerful testament to the potential we each hold.
It is. It really challenges us to consider the ways that we might be called to intercede for others, too. To be a voice for justice and compassion
Right.
in a world that so desperately needs it.
Yeah, absolutely. Genesis 18, it really leaves us with a lot to think about.
It does.
It's a story that's just brimming with these unexpected encounters,
Yes.
daring conversations,
Huh.
and these powerful reminders about the nature of God and the potential of faith.
And it reminds us that faith isn't about blind acceptance.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's about engaging in honest dialogue, even with the divine.
Yeah, and it also underscores the importance of radical hospitality,
Yes.
like recognizing an inherent dignity in every person we meet.
Absolutely.
Well, as we close our time together today, let's carry these lessons with us. Let's strive to cultivate a spirit of radical hospitality in our own lives.
Yes.
Be a voice for the voiceless, and just never underestimate the power of even the smallest act of kindness or courage.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us, and until next time.
May the unbound faith we've explored today inspire you to seek a deeper understanding of God's Word and your place in it.